What is good, everyone? Welcome to today's aftermarket trade recap. Today is Friday. We did have NFP come out today, which I was saying on Wednesday that we were going to have that data come out. We actually did have good price action today, and I did just take one trade on the day, which has pretty much been kind of like the thing I've been doing all week, which I might just keep this up because I'm honestly liking just taking one trade and accepting whatever happens and just getting off the charts. But yeah, we took a pretty nice long today for about 53 points. This is a pretty big move, which kind of helps from the loss that we took on Wednesday. And yeah, I was able to recover the losses and make profit just throughout the week in general. But yeah, so before I get into the exact confluences for the setup, just gonna go over kind of like the bigger time frame outlook and everything like that. So I was not on in the AM session, but one thing we did end up doing was taking out the previous week low, which was a pretty big draw that on liquidity that we had. Um, and yeah, I mean, pretty much ever since the AM and after NFP data came out, it was pretty bearish. Huge move to the downside, disrespecting bullish PD rates, everything like that. And I think we also, yeah, even before NFP data came out, we inversed this small 4 hour. And so after that had happened, which is around the time I was getting on, around like 11:30 noon, so around the lunch hour, just to see, what price was starting to want to do. I'm kind of surprised we didn't take out the AM low, but it doesn't really have like significant impact on me. Um, but I mean, I still kind of wanted to see if like we were going to take out take out this low and then continue higher. But I mean, either way, like I said, it doesn't really affect me because we did. Just in the fact that we started having bullish price movement, breaking structure to the upside, everything like that. And then yeah, it just I was pretty confident on this being the draw. I accidentally moved that. I was pretty confident on this being the draw up here. The SMT is kind of in the way. Let me move this real quick. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so that's where I was looking for price to hit, and I was pretty confident on it, and that's kind of how it's been all week for me. I've been pretty good at like being confident on what the external liquidity is, and that's just really been helping me for aligning a setup, especially for this one today, to catch such a large move. But yeah, so basically just once we opened up into the PM session, seeing how price was reacting, I really wanted to see. Hold on, let me see if we also had an open low high close. We did have an open low high close. Okay, that's something I didn't notice at 1 p.m. Not a big deal, but yeah. So I mean, as for what price was doing though, I was pretty confident in everything I wanted to see. Especially once I saw this 3 minute open up, I wanted to see us hold this and hopefully get an inverse, and that's exactly what we ended up getting. So basically, the confluences for this trade was on the 1 minute, you can see from the high to the low, we tapped into OTE of the range. That was also inside of a 3 minute that we were holding. Everything was looking good so far. I was just hoping we can get an inverse, and I saw in the 1 minute, I was like, dang, we don't have an inverse, or we didn't have a fair value gap open up. But thankfully, once I went to the 2 minute time frame, we did have a 2 minute open up, and that's exactly what I wanted to see inverse. We almost, you can kind of see by this candle, we almost did take out the internal high, which would have been very unfortunate because then I would not have taken the setup. But thankfully, we inversed before taking out the internal high. And yeah, I'll just kind of replay it through. I did take this on MNQ as well, and kind of like Wednesday, as you can see, it was 20 points. I mean, 5 contracts on this setup, honestly, I would have been okay with the loss. Like again, Wednesday I did accept the loss. It was a little like larger than I kind of wanted it to be, but it wasn't like anything crazy. Um, but like Wednesday, I kind of wish I would have scaled to like maybe down to maybe 3 or 4 contracts. But today I did scale down to 4, and I'm still happy with even 4 contracts, everything that happened. But yeah, so I'll just place a buy here. So I risked about, I think it was like 160. Again, I'm just taking this as demonstration on NQ. And then the take profit was about like 400 ish. on both accounts because I did take this on both the Top Step and the Apex. And yeah, we kind of just, as soon as we inverted this, we literally on the 2 minute time frame, but still, we literally just ran through this, set my stop at break even once we took out the internal high. We opened up this huge 1 minute, and this is where I started trailing once we just blew past through the break even. And the reason I started trailing is actually right here because, as you can see right here where I originally had the SMT placement, that's because we did end up making an SMT on ES. Sorry, I was confused there for a second. As you can see, ES ended up taking the high, which I did set an alert on, just to make be careful because I anytime like a significant high gets taken out, sometimes it might not happen on the other asset class. So once ES did end up taking out that high, that's when I started trailing, and then just kind of played out. Started moving it like that, and then boom, we ended up taking out the high on NQ as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Great way to end the week, honestly. Everything that I did this week executed properly, very confident, and like my bias was most of the time right on the draws on liquidity. Manage my risk, everything like that, and then just by following my rules and sticking to my discipline, everything paid off this week. So yeah, that's it for this week. As for next week, let me check real quick. I guess let me see. As for next week, we do have a lot more news coming out since it is the beginning of the week, so it should be a good week. We even have news on Monday, so that will be nice. So I'll see you guys next week. Peace out.